All right, this is Jimmy Cab's Tape to Broadcast 5150 interview series here in the lovely city of Glendale on a Tuesday. Wow. See you in hell with Grim Reaper's playing tonight, but we're here because of Blade Killer. Here's the deal. 1984. Los Angeles never gets the respect it deserves in regards to heavy metal. In the early 80s, amazing bands like Savage Grace, Malice, Armored Saint, Wasp, on and on and on. I mean, Steeler, you got to mention that. Amazing heavy metal bands. Groundbreaking. Hang on, I'll get to you. Groundbreaking, ahead of their time. For me, it was a monumental point in my life because it really captured the energy, just the whole magnetism of that era. Here we are, 2016, a little whiter, a little grayer, still sexy, with Blade Killer. Old souls in young heavy metal headbanging bodies. Why don't we introduce ourselves?
I'm John Rubio.
Okay. Carlos Gutierrez, vocals.
Kelsey Wilson.
All right, we've chatted before, and one of the things that I've shared with you back then was the fact that, number one, especially now in this resurgence of heavy metal with this new generation, obviously it's influential and you really, the youth, really captures the energy of that era. But what I like about Blade Killer is that they're not replicating, they're not duplicating, they're not posing. They have the spirit. And this is always, I've asked you this before, but I got to ask you again. How do you get that genuine spirit of that era in 2016? Because I believe I know you were born. None of you were born during that era, right?
No, I was born in '87, but yeah, '87. I mean, I don't know, man. It's just the style of the music is just hits you right here in the heart, and it just you feel it and you kind of want to do your own thing. I don't know, man. That's your question's always hard. That question's always tough for me because I just don't know how we do it, man.
Can you imagine how I feel? Because as I mentioned before, I mean, everyone knows I'm an old fucker. The fact is when I see bands that are inspired by that era, to me it's just mundane and boring and predictable because they're just doing what's been done. What I like about Blade Killer, and I've expressed this before to my audience, is it has the genuosity and the energy of the 80s, but it's still present day 2016. So come here. Where's your dad? Get over here.
I'm here.
Get over here. We'll wear you in. This is your father. I've known him. I've known him. Remember the 80s? Remember the buses, the RTDs, Troubadours, and all that?
Exactly, man.
The reason why
Paramount Ballroom, man, off Brooklyn.
the reason why I brought him in here is, what did you do to influence your son where now he's writing music that when we were seeing this back at the the country club, the Troubadour, it's genuine rock heaviness, but original.
When he was born, put him in the back seat of my car, my 58 Chevy, in the little car seat. It was all metal that I used to play. Punk rock, and I guess he got into his blood.
Listen, I don't want to embarrass
to his blood.
You did a good job. I don't want to embarrass your boy anymore. Here's the reason why I brought your dad in. I've known you all your life, literally. I've known you when you were swimming in your dad's testicles. What influenced you from that era? Because obviously you absorbed it. But as I mentioned before, you're transforming it and you're giving it your own rendition here now, which is why I like your band.
Probably everything. I have to thank my dad for it, he said as punishment, he would make me put all his CDs in alphabetical order.
How many were there?
There's thousands. A big old wall, shelves after shelves after shelves. And as I was doing that, I'll pick up little things here and there, like, oh, this looks interesting, It's like Iron Maiden, Number of the Beast of the House. Put it in, and it's like, oh shit, that's badass, Right. And then you'll get a look at Youth Brigade, punk rock stuff, and I'll mix that like, damn, this is badass too, that fast, heavy, hard hitting music. And it's just with this, I think it's just put those two together for me, and just have the heavy hitting, of heavy metal, and then you get that fastness from the punk and all that, and it's Blade Killer, yeah.
All right, we're interviewing your son, fucker. Here's the deal. Yeah, you're done. You're in the studio now. You've been recording.
Yes.
My question to you is the EP that you released, as again, as I mentioned in our prior interviews, captured that energy, that spirit excellently, which is very rare to do because live energy and recording energy are two different things. Tell me how this new music is moving along present day, and does it still capture the same energy as that EP?
I believe it still captures the energy. We've just really sat down and really wrote and wrote and wrote and wrote, and we just really didn't even do anything this year to really capture everything that we wanted to put into these albums. We really sat there and like, all right, did we do this before in a song? No, we didn't. All right, let's try to do something like this. Just try to, do different things on each song, something that we haven't done in the past, and I think it's good. I mean, we sat there and literally wrote that shit all year, and
Yeah, we dedicated a whole year just to write this album and to spend time on it, not to rush through anything, and just to get it over with and done with. And
I mean,
it's-
there's no point in rushing. I mean, we're here. We're not going
I
anywhere.
think
It's
for a
just
first album, I mean, it's to me. I mean, I think to all of us is really important, and I think we want that to shine through in our music. That it's not something that we wanted to just rush through and just get it over with and get it out so we can go play another show.
Did you find the writing process more easier now that you've gelled as a band and you've been playing and more organically?
It was easy until a certain point. It just you hit a wall sometimes, and once you hit that wall, you start to you start feeling unmotivated, and then you just gotta kind of just start playing and fight through it, and just eventually you'll get through it, and something else will come up, and then you're just writing. So sometimes it gets tough. I mean, but you just keep doing it and just keep getting in that garage and just throwing in whatever you guys have out there. I mean, we have millions of riffs that we didn't even use and shit that we thought was good, and we just threw it in there. So.
Nice. Did you feel in any way, shape, or form when you're writing new material somewhat influenced, or maybe you're writing subconscious marinated by the older stuff?
Yeah, definitely, for sure. Pretty much, we're not trying to, we're trying to get that old sound, but, like you said, not replicate it now. So from, what I grew up with and what they all listened to, writing it was actually pretty easy. And, yeah, it was pretty good. Easy.
What's going on with this? When will this recording come out?
Are
you
we're
done with it?
No. We're about halfway done. We still got to do bass tracks and vocal tracks. Right now, our engineer he's on a tour with the band right now, so we're kind of waiting and seeing what's going on with that, and then we'll go back in and finish it, and hopefully by the early next year that we'll be finished at least, and then we're getting artwork and stuff, and just I guess we're gonna put it on our own unless somebody decides to pick it up. So
Nothing wrong with doing that in this day and age.
no, not at all. I mean, I feel more comfortable doing it DIY. You're not tied down to any bullshit. You're not tied down to do what anybody wants, and you just put it out on your own and do whatever you want. So
What's been interesting for me is that you've been playing with bands of my era that are, I don't want to say recycled, but resurrected. You played with Sir Thungle, and tonight you're playing with Grim Reaper, so you're getting the crossover of the older demographic, and the younger demographic, and it seems that your music is being very well received from both. How do you feel about that?
yeah, it's cool. I mean, we're always playing these bars, so we got to get that old crowd in there. But it's good to hear the feedback from the old schoolers and telling us that we're doing something good. I mean, and then the new kids that are liking it. So it's a win-win. I mean, you got both sides, and they're both there headbanging and everything and singing along or whatever, and it's good. Feels good.
Europe. Have you been to Europe?
No, not yet.
When will you be there? I'm sure they're going to love you there.
Hopefully next year.
Is that something that you're trying to get?
Oh yeah. We definitely want to get out there and do some festivals. Hopefully a small tour, if anything. And we do have a couple festivals in mind that we've talked to them, and they're interested in having us. So it's just a matter of getting some more and getting out there.
Okay. Let's again. When can we possibly expect? This is a full length or an EP?
Yeah, full length, 9-song album.
Nice.
Um,
material.
yeah,
Brand
all
new track, nothing
yeah.
from the EP, so it'll be all new tracks.
All new material.
Yeah.
right. It's hard to say, but I mean,
Hopefully early.
yeah.
Early
All we could say is early 2017. Hopefully no later. No, hopefully no later than May. You know, I mean,
No, yeah.
but it just
When it's ready, it's ready.
when it's ready, it's ready. Yeah, I mean, this year has gone by so quick, so you don't even know.
Yeah, the years will start going by really quick. You'll know what I go through. Here's the deal. I have some friends here from that era that, as I mentioned before, know exactly and remember very well the epic decade of heavy metal here in Los Angeles. 2016, it's very rare for someone my age to really appreciate new bands that are doing fresh, extremely organic, genuine, but yet capture that old sentimental energy that is timeless. Blade Killer. If you haven't heard of them, check them out. Great fucking band. Thank you for thank you for chatting with me.
Thank you for the interview, Jimmy.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure.
And we're out.